Let me give you some reported statistics. You can decide for yourself whether they are true. Seattle Times in April 2006 reports on the city of Guiyu in China, titling the article, "E-Waste Dump of the World." The article states that some 60,000 laborers toil here at primitive e-waste recycling. An environmentalist remark, what is claimed as recycling is really just scavenging of usable parts and reckless disposal of defunct parts. From China Business Newsweek, headlines. May 2012. 70% of annual global e-waste is dumped in China. The Economist on January 2013 also reports the treacherous e-waste trade in Guiyu. The number of workers have risen to 100,000. These are pictures from that report. E-waste in China is a serious environmental problem that has been covered by global media for the past decade. And the eye of this storm is Guiyu, nicknamed E-Waste Village and Electronic Graveyard. The industry of e-waste scavenging holds a monopoly over the Guiyu people. This issue is well covered and well known. So, why is the problem so bad and what is being done? As stated by the Seattle Times, under the guise of recycling, U.S. e-waste broker ships discarded computers and dumped an environmental problem on China. E-waste in China is mostly from foreign countries, especially developed countries who rapidly consume electronics. Similar situations occur in Nigeria, in Ghana, and etc. third world countries. Any effort to set up legal barriers to stop the incoming torrent of defunct electronics is merely swept aside by the low and middle income people due to their employment and income needs. A ban exists in Guiyu, yet the e-waste industry is so lucrative that workers just simply ignore it. And so do law enforcing authorities. At high environmental costs and health risks, many Chinese workers are driven into this industry out of the profit motive. The good news is Chinese authorities realize this problem and are acting. In 2010, the American EPA and the Chinese MEP, Ministry of Environmental Protection leaders, these leaders agreed to collaborate on the issues of electronic waste, working with legislation to improve the situation. Recently, in 2012, July, China hosted an e-waste management workshop and open meetings in China as part of a series of events spearheaded by the UN University. It brought together Chinese, international, and multinational representatives from UN, government agencies, research institutes, electronic producers, collection and recycling companies, all of them to discuss solutions to e-waste in China. These two are major media-covered decisions and actions made by China. There are also improvements in the e-waste industry in dealing with health and environmental concerns. Interviewed by the Economist, Feng Wang, an e-waste expert at the UN University, notes that the authorities in Guiyu are supporting safer, high-tech recycling plants. So with the general movement towards the reduction of e-waste in China, what can you do as a student in Beijing? Having been an ISB student for 6 years, I notice many ISB students change phones often, whether it is for the new iPhone, Samsung, etc. A similar thing occurs with computers. And now with the one-to-one MacBook program, every student will have a new computer, which exacerbates this obsolete technology phenomenon. In ISB, many phones and computers and iPods and iPads become obsolete to students quickly. Having surveyed fellow classmates, teachers, and family on this phenomenon, I noted that In dealing with replaced electronics, some pass them on to their children or younger siblings. Some simply leave them in the closet to gather dust. Most sell them to locals, claiming to be recycling electronics, and are willing to buy secondhand electronics at negotiated prices. One thing you can do, my fellow ISB students, is to stay away from such sellers. Oftentimes, these merchants simply take these electronics and sell them to e-waste management sites, such as Guiyu. Instead, I believe a strong mode of action for each of us individuals is to ensure electronics are put to use by those in need. Take your old electronics to donation centers. If it is defunct, try your best to repair before donating. There are many ways to donate. For your phones, you can dial this hotline 926-000 if you have unused phones. This government organization originated from Shanghai collects phones and teaches the elderly to use them. You can also donate to Project Computers for Education, a program run by 14 universities across China, which helps to take your computer to local schools in need of them. Simply contact Zhang Xue Li at 6220-7805. You can also donate your computer to Project Hope, a very influential kids-focused charity in China. Call their Beijing Chaoyang District Office at 6611-0001 or visit their donation center website www.bjydf.cn/neweb/index/. Now that you are aware of e-waste in China, what will you do? Where will your old phones and computers go? Let's work together to solve this environmental issue in China.